Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ken Davis.
That hurt. That absolutely hurt. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about that later. Those were my grandchildren, and we were doing about 40 miles an hour down a highway, or not a highway. That would be stupid, wouldn't it? Down a mountain road, and what a wonderful time that was. And we're going to be talking tonight a little bit about how that feels and how we'd like to have that in our life. I just want to tell you how good it is to be back in Colorado. I lived here for 30 years. I love this place. The only reason I moved away is because those little bread snappers you saw in the movie moved to Tennessee, and I had to move to Tennessee. How different. You have 300 days of sunshine a year. I haven't seen the sun all winter long. You have no bugs here. I love that. I love it. You can leave your windows open, your doors open all night long. Leave the lights on. In the morning, no bugs. Maybe one or two moths that got lost on the way to Nashville, Tennessee. Nashville, Tennessee is a Jurassic Park of the worst insects I have ever seen in my life. They have chiggers. We didn't have chiggers here. You could lay on a mountain naked here, and I didn't say I did. I did not say I did it. I'm trying to use an illustration. You're just letting your mind go. You could lay on a mountain naked here and not be bitten by bugs. I went to Tennessee, and we were checking out a piece of property. I ran around a 5-acre piece of property in grass that high in shorts. How many of you know what chiggers are? May I see your hands? For those of you who don't, a chigger is a little bug that you cannot see that goes where no man has ever gone before. And they itch so bad that you cannot stand it. I called my wife. I said, "Baby, I am dying. I am dying. I have thousands of bites. I am scratching until I am bleeding. I don't know what to do." She said, "Relax. I've been on the internet." I thought, well, that solves it. She said, "What you need to do is to get fingernail polish." How many know about this? And you put fingernail polish on each one of the 2,789 chigger bites that you have, because evidently chiggers do not like makeovers. So that night I finally got to sleep. This is a true story. The next morning I got up as soon as the stores opened, and I hunted everywhere. But overnight, because my brain is the way it is, I had somehow swapped fingernail polish in my brain with shoe polish. I'm telling you the truth. There's something real wrong with me. I hunted for clear shoe polish. You can't buy clear shoe polish. So finally I said, "Just give me black." And I scared my wife to death. She thought I had the plague. So I saw the hands and stuff. You've heard me on the radio. How many of you have never seen me live before? Let me see your hands. That blows me away. In one way, it's exciting. I can use all the old stuff. But in another way, it's really sad for me because I was here a couple of years ago. How many of you have never heard me before? Let me see again. That means about that many people are at home tonight going, "I'm not going back to that." So I am not right. I have never been right in my life. And it gets me in trouble everywhere I go. I'm a bow hunter, not far from here in the mountains at almost 13,000 feet. I got a bull elk with a bow and arrow. I'm a pilot. So I flew a bush pilot, and I flew in, and I took all of the hide off the elk, and I took all of the meat off of the bones. You leave absolutely nothing there. You take all of the meat. All you leave is bones. So there was nothing left but a skeleton. True story. I loaded it into the back of my little plane and took off from Leadville, Colorado, the highest paved airport in the United States of America. The back of my plane is filled with raw, butchered elk meat. I flew to Jeffco, which is now called Executive Airport, and I crashed at Jeffco Airport. To this day, I don't know why I crashed. I have no idea. But I somehow spun the plane around, the wheels came off, the gear came off, the plane tipped up on one wing, bent that wing into an L shape, and I crawled out of the cockpit. There was a man from the FAA waiting for me. Do any of you work for the FAA? Good. There was a man from the FAA waiting for me. He said, "I'm not here to hurt you, I'm here to help you," which is the scariest thing you can hear from a government official. He said, "Are you okay?" And being the idiot I am, I said, "Yes, but you probably should check on my passenger." My great idea of a Saturday morning, you know, people say, "Well, let's go out and play some ball or let's go fishing." Not for me. My great idea of a great Saturday morning is to drive my motorcycle down to the highway near my home and sit on the edge of the highway on my motorcycle with my wife's hairdryer and just point at cars as they go by. I love the smell of burning rubber. How many people here are like me? You love to sniff of burning rubber. Anybody? See, I told you, there's something weird about me. I'm telling you, you sit on a motorcycle pointed at cars, people slam on the brakes, and you can stay there as long as you want and just sniff of the rubber. Sometimes I chase those people, which really confuses them because I drive a little pink moped, a motorcycle. See, the definition of confusion for us men is to be chased by what we think is a policeman driving a pink moped. We cannot handle this information. The male brain cannot wrap itself around being chased by a policeman on a moped. Can't handle it. A man will go nuts. What should I do? Do you think it's a police? What should I do? See, somehow you women have no problem with this. You just go, "Step on it, stupid. He's on a moped." If you can't outrun a moped, I don't want to be riding in your car. Trying to help you understand here, so the show will go Marquis Fornibek and Tiato. I see some people going, what did he just? I am not right. About 4 weeks ago, I was at a meeting, and I came out of the meeting, and I don't know how many of you do this. Every meeting I go to, every time I go to the airport, I do a thing called the airport Macarena. And it goes something like this. And what I'm doing is to make sure I got all the stuff I need. Does anybody else do that? That you make sure you have all your keys? So I'm leaving this meeting, and I'm doing the Macarena, and suddenly I realize I do not have my keys. Now, you're going to learn a lot about the beautiful woman that I am married to. But I will tell you something right now. She has told me time and time again, do not leave your keys in the car. But I realize that is what I have done. I have left my keys in the car. I can feel the fear that came into my heart in that moment. I can feel it right now as though it were yesterday. And so I picked up my pace. So that's from a shuffle to a walk. And I went outside, and I am telling you, I had the car, I know exactly where it was when I came in, and it was gone. Now I had 2 calls to make. By the way, this is my life. I don't write stuff, I live stuff. First call was to the police. I'm at such and such an address. Could you please come? Someone has stolen my car. How long have you been there? I've been here about an hour and a half. Someone has stolen my car. Could you please come? Then I had to make a more frightening call to my wife, Diane. And she answered the phone, and I said, sweetheart, I'm so sorry, but I left my keys in the car, and it has been stolen. I am sorry. You've told me 100 times, take the keys with you. The car has been stolen. And there was just a pause, a momentary pause. And you women, you have no mercy. She said, Ken, I dropped you off. So, you know, us men, we're all brave and everything until we're with the woman we love. And then we turn into just little wimpy little. I said, oh, I'm so sorry. I said, could you get here real quick? And she said, I'll be there in maybe 15, 20 minutes. I said, 15, 20 minutes? Why that long? And she said, I got to convince this policeman I have not stolen the car. So go ahead, write it down. He's not right. That's why you came here. You came here for the same reason people go to a NASCAR race. Tonight might be the crash. Tell you something else about myself. I want the truth. Hey, before I tell you that, just as a little introduction, I haven't done this for a while, so I just want to show you some pictures that'll catch you up. I found these the other day. I thought it'd be great. I have some friends here that have known me for many years. They're going to love some of these pictures. This is me. I've gone through stages in life, you know, so I wanted to show you some pictures of the stages in my life. This is me during the innocent stage of my life. Now, how good looking is that? I don't remember a whole lot about that time, but I was already known for, you know, when somebody asked me on the radio, when did this start? When did this laughter and comedy start? I said, when the doctor slapped me and said it's a boy. This is me during the insolent stage of my life. That was my teenage years. Boy, is that hot or what? This is me during the idiot stage of my life. Can you just picture the disco ball? I see some of the younger kids going, what's a disco ball? I just tell you this real quick, it doesn't bounce real well. And here's the stage I'm in now, the confused stage of my life. But I have a real life. And tonight you're going to know about the real me. We're going to talk about important things tonight. that are very important for us to grab a hold of. I don't want to leave you with just some punchlines, but I don't want to leave you either believing like somehow my life is different than yours. If people somehow think that somehow because you're up here that you got it all together, I don't. And don't come to me afterwards and go, you are different, you get to travel. I will punch you. I hate travel. You're not supposed to use the word hate. My grandchildren say, don't say hate. Well, I can say it with travel. I hate it. I was here for 30 years. I was here when they built the new airport in Denver, Colorado. Newest, most modern airport in the entire civilized world. They did not lose your luggage in Denver, Colorado. They destroyed it right in front of your eye. I live in real life. People come up to Diane, my wife, after a concert, and they go, oh, it must be so wonderful to live with him. Laughter from morning until night. She just throws up on those people. I have been married for 43 years. That's worth applause. It's a miracle. It's a miracle because I haven't been a perfect husband. I have not been a perfect dad. There are times when she should have packed all my suitcases and put them on the front porch and said, you're out of here. I lived part of my life as a total idiot. Total idiot. You're dead meat. People travel with you for a little while and they go, I'm just going to do stuff on my own. But we have a real marriage. I was speaking to a group of pastors and I said, there were about 4,000. That's what I remember. There were about 4,000 of them. It was a huge, huge auditorium. And I told them I've been married for 43 years. They stood up in a standing ovation. I just let them clap. And when they got done clapping, I said to 7 different women. That makes preachers stop clapping. The truth of the matter is that I have been married for 43 years to the same woman. Now, after that program, this guy comes up to me. Remember, the first thing I told you is I'm an idiot. Second thing I'm telling you is I want to hear the truth. Now, don't come at me at intermission and go, now, was everything you said true? Did you really, with the moped, and were you? Because I'll hurt you. The very nature of comedy is that you tell the truth and you stretch it out so that it is funny. But it is the truth. It is the truth. And here is the truth. 43 years of marriage, and our marriage is not perfect. Guy comes up to me after this thing and he goes, I've been married 43 years. He said, my wife and I have never had an argument. Now, something tensed up inside of me. Do not lie to me. Do not lie to me. And then he said, we've never even raised our voices to one another. And it was all I could do to keep from saying, that's because she don't want to watch you do that with your tongue. And then he said, we've never even had a bad thought toward one another. And I said, you're married to a carrot. You're not married to a human being. and you're certainly not married to a woman, hey, listen, here's the truth. We have to, all of a sudden anger coming from here? It's the truth. Tell me this. How many marriages in here without conflict? Okay, and I'll tell you something else. And you may not believe this because we've been taught differently almost all of our generation. Men and women are different. Equal, but different. They're different. And part of a good marriage is learning not to have no conflict, but working through conflict together. Two people who say, we're going to live it, we're going to commit ourselves to work through this together. That's what happens. Okay, I'm going to level with you. I'm going to lay it on the table. My wife and I argue. We had a doozy this morning. I had to get up at 4:20 to come here. She woke me up at 3:20. I said, I've got an hour left. She said, no, you don't. We must clean the house. With all the love I could muster, I said, why must we clean the house? And she said, the cleaning ladies are coming today. Then pay me and send them home. I want to sleep. Is this just me or has this happened in other houses? Come on, let me see some brave men out there. Why? She doesn't want the cleaning ladies to think we have a dirty house. They knew the day we hired them that we have a dirty house. Oh, man, it's unbelievable. And by the way, it's getting worse. The older we get, the worse it gets. Because neither one of us can hear anymore. We have entire arguments in our house with one word. What? 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 And ladies, look at me. I want to help you here. Are you looking? Are you looking? If you want to talk to us, do not seclude yourself in the basement in some dusty closet and then mumble stuff to us from there. What? Get up here. And the longest, most intense argument a man and woman will ever have will begin with this phrase. What would you like, where would you like to go for dinner tonight? Every man in here knows what comes next. I don't care. Any young guys here? Any guys like under 18? How old are you, son? 16. Look at me. They care. Don't lie to me. I don't care. Okay, let's go to the barbecue place. No, I don't want to go there. Well, why don't you want to go to the barbecue place? Well, last time we were at the barbecue place, you may remember that waitress spoke to me, and she had a tone. She had a tone to her voice, that tone. So, okay. Let's go to Ben's Grill. No, I do not want to go to Ben's Grill. Why? We drove past there the other day, and I saw a rodent on the road. Well, why wouldn't you want to go to that place, to the grill? Well, he might have come from there. So then I say, well, where would you like to go? I don't care. What is your name, son? Say it again. Cody. Are you married, Cody? 16? What are you waiting for, man? Cody, have you ever wondered what it's like to be married? That's it. Thank you for being honest. I get so many young men your age who go, no, never thought about it. That's good. You've thought about it. You've thought of what it might be like. It really doesn't matter. Cody, is that right? It really doesn't matter because every thought you have had is wrong. Because, Cody, every man and woman in here will tell you that you don't know what it's like to be married until you're married. The idea you have in your brain is totally different than what it ends up being. It isn't worse or anything like that, but we have all of this kind of a romantic thing of what it might be. In reality, it is two people who lived apart now learning to live together. And so it's different. It's unbelievable. Cody, do you like to sleep? Forget that. When you get married, Cody, there's so much of this. You need to take notes because this is going to help you so much. Cody, the Bible says that God made the sun to rule over the day. I'm here to tell you tonight, Cody, that God made women to tell you what went wrong while the sun was supposed to be doing its job. And they do it at night. You know what I love? I'm looking at men out here going, and then they go, oh, I didn't mean that. See, that's why it's good to know this stuff, Cody. Someday you're going to be married and you're going to be sound asleep. I guarantee this. Cody, you're 16. It'll be 4 or 5 years. If it happens while I'm still alive, Cody, call me. I'll give you my phone. I want you to call me and say, dude, you're right. You will be laying there and you will hear this sound. In fact, it will wake you up. Cody, that night is over. Every man and woman here will tell you it's over. Because it doesn't matter what you do. It won't be the right thing. Because you'll think, oh, I can do this. I can handle this. Baby, what's wrong? Nothing! Cody, 40 years I'm married. 43. She doesn't want me to sleep. I'm telling you, Cody, she does not want me to sleep. I'm sound asleep, and I wake up to hear this. This is going to happen to you, and when I start talking about it, I'll see men all across the audience going, has he been to my house? She woke me up out of the sound sleep. This is what I heard. Listen! Wake up, listen, listen, listen. I heard a noise. Women, look at me. Don't do that. That's